But Ed Rose here. I usually interview the legends of softball, but I got to thinking that there's a lot of value in talking to guys that have upped their game by reading and implementing the 3 T's of hitting, the paper I wrote. So I got some videos that are going to follow, and I'm going to do several of the guys that I think have really improved their game, and I think there's value in you listening to what they have to say if you're interested in improving your game. So I'll see you in the next video. I'm with Dan Carlson from Canada. I usually am interviewing legends, so I assume you're going to be a legend.
Yes, sir.
One day. But you're a legend in your own mind,
in
right?
my own mind.
That's good. So that passes the test. But I'm here to really talk to a gentleman, like a gentleman, and Dan is a gentleman. But he's been to softball training camps. He's been tutored by the great Dave Reed, and then, I actually contribute a little bit to it, I guess, too. But I want to talk to Dan about the 3 T's of hitting from his perspective. Dan, just tell our audience your journey in learning to hit and why you did it, and whatever you'd like to say that might help them.
Yeah, sure. Like any beginning softball player, I didn't start, in my journey, I didn't start until I was probably in my late 20s. And getting help was a problem, and I sucked. And I tried to ask others for help along the way, and it was a bit of a struggle with softball training camps. But what I've learned is the higher levels that you play, the more help you get, because you're playing with smart people like yourself.
Thank you. Tell my wife. Well, listen, you can look at this guy. His arms are ripped. He's a physical specimen. But what are some of the techniques that you changed that made you a better hitter?
Well, one of the things that you talked about was the overlap grip. Instead of hitting it like this, I had started to bring my hands down, but when I changed to the complete overlap, it really changed the amount of whip that was going through. And during our last batting practice, you actually talked about emphasizing a snap at the end. And I tell you, I've not perfected that yet, but it's added 10, 20 feet to some of my hits.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. We all snap. It's called rolling your wrist. But the phrase I coined, and I don't know if I coined it, but we say what I emphasize the snap. We all do it naturally, or we should, snapping our hands. And one reason that I started that was that when you get a good hit, you snap your wrist when you're holding it like that. And sometimes you don't get it, but this way you always get it. Doesn't make you you still got to hit the ball square and that type of thing, but you're always going to roll your wrist. And so it adds a little distance because you're giving more leverage to the bat. So that's the benefit of that. What else? Dan, talk about you running up on the ball. Now, we disagreed on that a little bit, but then we came to an agreement.
Well, I like the way you described hitting. It's an art. Everybody's got their own style. Not everybody's approach and swing through. It's a results-driven game, so whatever gives you the best bat hitting result is what's for you. Now, I played with some really good players who walked in the box, and during COVID and the pandemic where I lived, I had nothing to do but batting practice, so I tried it a little bit, and I tried some different things. What I found with me was that by walking in the box, and what is walking in the box? Well, it's basically, there's different ways of doing it. Some people just step forward. Some people, one of the guys on Team Canada that I had the pleasure of playing with, Kevin Bruder, he brought his foot forward, back. What noticeably on his swing generated a lot of power. I modified that a little bit by not taking the step back. So if I stand here like this, keep my upper body straight, and then just bring it back, and then swing, I'm able to get, just because my lower half is guaranteed moving towards the ball, I'm able to generate more power on it.
Dan, do that one more time because I lost the footwork on that.
There's different ways to walk in the box. You'll see many guys will just step. One of the great guys that I played with in Team Canada, his name is Kevin Bruder. his timing mechanism, he would move as the ball was on the way up. So he would take a step back. He would actually step behind his back foot. And by moving his legs into the ball, it generated a lot of power. I found that I'll wait till the ball is at the top of the arc, step, and I find that when I swing like that, I'm moving towards the ball guaranteed. I don't have to worry about weight transfer, and for me, it's a lot harder to hit.
Well, you just made this a seminar and walking in the box. But look, here's my position of walking in the box. And I've talked to Paul Stanley and Bogey, who's probably one of the most knowledgeable guys technically in softball, and it hits the hell out of him. It's in the Hall of Fame and all that. And they kind of agreed with me. You're not getting any advantage from that. Some guys do because they do it well. And like Dan said, you know, I look at it as an art. So you can do anything like that, like Dan does. And we had a discussion about this. And I said, Dan, if you're doing it well, and he does do it well, freaking do it, dude. You know, if you can repeat it and you do it well. One of the best hitters on our team is a guy named DC. And he's 75 years old. I guarantee he hits 700-800 every tournament. He's got technically the worst swing you can have, but you know, he stands back. Give me that bat. He stands back and he lets the ball fall and he drops and hits it 90% of the time to the right side of the field, accurately and on base. So basically, it's all about what you can do well, and some of these techniques help do whatever you do well. But timing, technique, and technology. You got to have a good bat. Technology. The timing. This, when you walk up on the ball, my position is that you got too many moving parts, so it's a little harder to perfect that. Okay, so I'm a little slow and dumb and all that stuff, but you know, I just lay my bat on my shoulder and I kind of stand there, just relax, and I'm relaxed, my hands are loose. And when I step forward and I see the ball, I go back into position. Because Ted Williams, I read a book years ago, Art of Hitting by Ted Williams, 6 inches from the ear. Essentially, I do that. And I got a short, compact swing. You know, a guy like Paul Stanley, you go on watch his video, you see his swing. Beautiful swing. And I'm going to have a couple of clips of Dan's swing. He's got a beautiful swing. So I maintain with that beautiful swing and the technique, you don't really need to run up. But if he gets in his mind that it's good, then it's good, and he should do it if he likes it. So Dan, come on over here. You have anything else besides, anything else that you did that really helped you? What's the key for you being successful?
Batting practice.
Okay.
And being around smart players who can communicate.
And what about when you're at the plate?
So pitch selection, number one. I've talked to every super major player that I've ever met. I've asked them the question, you know, on your team, what's the biggest thing that your teammates, your players have to work on? And every single time the answer is pitch selection.
Yeah, most of them will tell you that the pitcher doesn't get them out. They get themselves out by doing something irregular or stupid. So this is all for this session. I'm going to interview a good friend of mine, Brian Norman, and so look for Brian's tape. This is Dan Carlson doing his walk-in move. That wasn't so much a walk-in move, Dan.
The next one will be there.
Okay, so okay. Now, Dan, this is the walk-in move, so you know we can get everything straight here. But them Canadians, I don't know sometimes. There you go. That was good, Dan. There's his walk-in. This is his. Well. Maybe that's why you should walk in. But hey, Dan, there's no substitution for timing, no matter what you're doing.
That's right, man.
But you just made your walk-in look good.
You watch Dan's footwork, and you see how he walks up on it, and he stays level and makes a perfect swing.
See Dan, and he's moving up, and he's doing that step approach. You see the step behind, like he showed you, come up. And when he comes up, now watch the swing. See, he's starting out right here. He's starting out just like if he was standing still.
He puts his foot down, comes around. Look, he's got his eye on the ball. He hits it perfectly and comes around with a full swing, and that's the swing that you want. See how he's throwing his hands and popped his wrist? Look, that's perfect. His body's twisted. That's a great swing right there. But what he did was exactly when he stopped, when he ran up on the ball, he stopped, and now he's got, just like if he was standing there doing this, and that's all he really has to do. That's all he really has to do. He doesn't need all this running up here like this. But it works for him, and I guess the theory is that you go up and you got all that motion gone, and it gives you a little less. I mean, not a little less, but a little more motion. And I don't know the physics behind it, but if it works for you, like I said, use it. But that's a great swing. Cut. I want to compare is Dan's swing here. Watch it. You know, he's gone around, and this is a good swing, good step, everything. And he's rotating, and watch his hands. See how his hands finish? That right there, see how they finish? Boom, and they finish. Now we're going to go to Paul Stanley, and you're going to see they're very, very similar. So cut that there. Now here's Paul Stanley. Now he's a little bigger and everything, but watch his stance. He steps and he swings. Watch the follow through in his motion right here. His hand may be a little higher here, but he's a little taller. But it's essentially the same kind of swing. And you see how the shoulders are turned and open? Now, when you can do that, that's the way to hit it. And when you see the other hitters that basically all of them, the older guys are turning, they're not turning quite as fast. Paul has such a fast turn, it's almost unbelievable on the next swing. Let me show you the next swing. When you're ready. Now Paul on this swing is almost so fast, it's hard for me to, I mean, look, it's coming around. Whoa, 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 dude, whoa. He just puts everything into it. He's out of the box, too. I need to tell him. Look at his step. Boom, boom, boom. He's got everything in that 6'6" body going on, or 6'7", whatever it is. But he's one great athlete. Boom. So Dan needs to just use him as his idol. Keep on doing it. Okay, well, hopefully that was good for you, information for y'all. Cut that.
And the pitch. Fly ball deep right. See ya. In fact, that clears the second fence, the regular baseball fence. As we used to have a baseball team here called the Brevard County Manatees, and also the Washington Nationals held spring training here for about 11 years. That one cleared both walls, so that'll end the inning. And
Here I am, Ed Rose again, back here with a good buddy of mine, Brian Normandin. Again, not interviewing a legend, but he's a potential legend when he plays like a 70-year-old, so as long as he keeps, no, not really, just joking, but he didn't start playing senior ball until he was 50, and he played high school ball and was good at it, and a good athlete, a sports fanatic, really. But we're here to talk to him about what he's done, and he's improved. You go back 2 years ago before COVID, and before we started hitting regularly together, he's made some changes, and rather than me talk about it, I'd like him to explain to you what he's done in the concept of 3 T's of hitting. Brian?
Well, I think, as you say, we started practice about 4 years ago, and it really didn't change anything until the COVID happened. When COVID happened, we couldn't play games and everything, and you've been discussing with me the option of changing to an overlap grip, and you thought it may help me a lot, and I was reluctant to do that. But then when COVID hit, we had a time frame where I could just keep practicing at it until I got it where I felt really comfortable with it. And so we were out playing probably 6 months without playing any games, so it gave me an opportunity. We were practicing but no games, and it gave me an opportunity to use it every single day. We practice it, and I got better and better at it. But right now, when I grab my bat, I don't even grab my bat like I used to. it automatically goes to the overlap grip. And I haven't even swung with the standard grip for over a year, and I don't even know what it would feel like to do it right now. But I feel real comfortable with the overlap grip, and it definitely gives me more velocity off the bat. And with the velocity comes the distance.
And do you think you hit pitches better, like pitches over your head or pitches down there? You think you hit them better now with that grip?
Yeah, definitely. When I hit a mistake, when I don't hit it well, if I don't hit it clean, I still get better results than I would with a standard grip.
Yeah, okay. And I can say that Brian was a decent hitter when he started out, but the overlap grip, he gets more velocity on the ball. He controls it better. He's always gone to right field better, but he goes all over the place with all kinds of pitches. Anything else besides the grip, Brian? I mean, what would you say when you get in the box is the key thing?
Well, it's all about focus. If I concentrate on what I want to do, a lot of times I'm able to put the ball exactly where I want to hit it. But if I don't focus, which happens way too often, I'm at the mercy of wherever the pitch is, and I end up hitting a lot of poorly hit balls. But it's all a matter of focus and concentration for me.
Now, how do you get your timing and technique? Again, that's how you stand in the box and in your hands. But the timing, which is the critical factor, how do you adjust your timing, or do you adjust your timing?
It's a lot depends on the pitcher, and the height of the arc matters a lot to me. I try to work on, if I see a guy that's got a big arc, I'll try to wait, and I even use a timing mechanism in my head. I like count 1,001, 1,002, and that may even come into play if I use a different weight bat. Like towards the end of a tournament or end of a BP, I may change to a 25-ounce bat because it's lighter and it's easier for me to get it around when I get tired. So, but when I first swinging after the first couple times, I'm swinging the same weight as a 26-ounce, and I'm a little too fast on it, and I get ahead of the ball too much. So I got to count to myself, maybe count 1,001, just get through the at bat and through the pitch, and just get the timing until I figure it out.
And the weight of the bat is like that's like a debate in softball: heavy bat, light bat. Everybody's got their own opinion, but I think it may have been Paul Stanley that told me this, but because that like I swing a 25 and a half ounce bat a lot, and I think I control it a lot better because I can swing later based on my swing, and it's based on the kind of player you are. But Paul was telling me that because so much weight at the end now, that these 25-ounce bats swing like 26s and for distance, because my son hits it 400 feet, and he hits it with a 26 and a half, 27. I gave him the 25, and I'm not sure he's hitting it 400 feet, but out here he was hitting it just like he did with the other, with the same pop and everything. So basically, swing the bat that you like, and in your head that swings best for you. We'll see you next time. Nice swing up the middle. Up the middle. There you go. Nice hit to right. Go ahead, Brian.
I can't emphasize enough what I've heard in the past, and Dan brought it up during his interview, is pitch selection. We swing at way too many bad pitches. I'm more guilty of that than any human being on earth. But I need to change that, and if I swing at a good pitch, 9 times out of 10 I'll have a good result. And that's all. To me, that's what it's all about. So, I've read Ed's book on the 3 T's of hitting, and I follow that pretty religiously. But in that book and anywhere I've said any interviews I've ever seen and talking to other people, it's pitch selection.
Yeah, and let me add on when he's talking about I've caught a lot over the years, and I can tell you that a lot of hits are balls outside the plate, but the hitter, he goes with the pitch, and if it's out there, he goes like that to the right side and goes to right field. Now, guys that make outs are the guys that are big time pull hitters, and they take an outside pitch and trying to pull it. And home run hitters pretty much need the ball in their honey hole, or big strong guys like Bogey, they can hit it out anywhere usually, or Paul Stanley. But more than likely they're going to tell you they got a sweet pitch. But my point to this is, if there is a ball and you swing at it right, if it's outside, you swing it and you hit line shot, you're going to get a hit. But pitch selection, as Brian said, is super important. Anything to add, bud?
No, that'll do it.
Thanks for your time. Okay.
Now let's watch Brian. He's got his. Let's go back here where he's not really resting on his shoulder right now, but he's starting out. Now his hands are going back. They're a little low, but he's looking at the ball and he's watching it. His foot's down, playing it, and he's going to go to right field with this ball. He's looking at it, head still on the ball, watching the ball, bat hit the ball. And look, he's still looking at it, and he's got a nice swing, rotating his body, boom. Let's watch that again. Foot step, let it come down, boom. 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 Okay. Brian, and watch his feet. You see, he actually moves up a little in the box. See, we come up here, watch his feet moving. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It's not what it's. Oh, there it is, way down here. So there he goes. He steps and he comes around flat. Nice cut actually. But look at his footwork now. He steps up actually, and then he plants. So he's walking in the box a little bit too. Look at that. Boom. That's a nice. He's waiting for the ball to come down. That's the secret. Coming up, waiting for the ball to come down, and bam. Bam. But watch his feet. That's interesting. We never knew that, and I'm not sure he does. We'll have to share that with him. But look, he steps up, then he swings. Okay, cut. Here's a picture of me taking a swing, and I'm starting out. I come back. I step, get in position, hands are back, bat's coming around. It went a little too quick, but let me do it again. But now, boom, you see how I open? See how I'm open there? Admiring my creation. Let me, boom, boom. And as I'm 75 years old, and what I'm doing is not really planting my legs, but I'm getting my body in front of and then I'm turning my hips and stepping. I got a bad front knee, so I'm not putting a lot of torque on that, but I am turning my hips and getting transferring all that into the swing. Boom, boom. Okay, cut that.
14 rows.
Oh, that last hitter was Walker that popped that ball up. We have one out in the inning.
Oh, that's hit hard, and that is gone, folks. That ball's deep. Two-runner.
That was a nice piece of hitting there. Looked for his pitch, and I think he got it. What do you think, Richie?
He got all that one. He knew what he was doing with it, and he drove it hard to left.
Let's go! We just showed you a clip of when I was like 55 swinging. A little different from the previous clip at 75. You can notice the difference of the stance and the hip movement. And I wanted to break it down slow for you. If you see the balls coming in here, I take that one step, turn, and then pivot. And if you look, you see where my whole body is turned. And some of the videos that we showed you previously with Dan and Paul Stanley, they're still turning like that and getting around really well. That's why they're crushing the ball. This is where I used to do it. 20 years of swinging and bad knees and all that. You have to adjust, but that's the way.
Hit hard, and that is.
Again, boom, step under it and gone. Okay.
Rick Rose here with DC. I've mentioned him in a couple of my videos, interviewing with the non-legends. But I can assure you one thing: this guy will be a legend one day. I'm here to talk to DC about his swing, which is unconventional. I don't know what I said last time. It was something like the worst swing ever. But you know, that said, he's very effective. He bats third on our team, the World Championship team, 75 and over, the Venom team, and he's very effective at what he does. And that's the whole point of when I say everyone's a hitter is an artist. You know, you can do anything you want if you're using the timing and technique. So that's what I want DC to explain to us, how he goes about his approach to hitting the ball. DC.
Well, first thing is it really depends on the situation. You know, I come up there, I'm a situational hitter, I would call myself. So I take my time getting into the batter's box. Always ask the umpire for time. Okay, time, Blue. Get myself set in the box. But I want to be prepared to hit that first pitch if it's the one I'm looking for. So if I'm trying to hit the ball to the right side,
well, wait a minute, you do that a lot.
Yeah, that's right. I can inside out the ball, but if I really know a pitcher's going to pitch me inside, if I know him, I'll move further away from the plate, so therefore I have a little leverage to get the ball moved to the right side. And then my backup plan is to just inside out it if I can. So, you know, I'm always after that, you know, trying to get that hit, move the guy along, and hopefully get on myself, you know.
Now, where did you adopt the approach to the swing? I mean, you got this uppercut, almost like, did you ever golf?
No, I never golfed, but I think it was because when I played arc ball in New York City, it seemed like the umpires let the pitchers really throw the ball real high, like maybe up to 14 feet. So I got used to kind of waiting for the ball to come down into my zone, because it's really tough to hit a 14-foot arc well all the time. So
see, now you hit right, in my opinion, he's hit it right on the head, because that's what he does so well. You know, and I'm going to have some videos of him swinging here pretty soon in batting practice. But you'll see him let that ball drop, and he does it better than you know, anybody I've seen in my 40 years of playing. And he'll let it fall and just drive it almost wherever he wants. Hell, he even hits home runs a couple times, you know. And he'll make, you know, if you think all he can do is hit it to right field, you're going to be mistaken. If he gets a pitch he wants, he'll go down at third baseline. He's beat me a couple times as a third baseman. Not that that's any big deal, but, you know. So, yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I always wondered why you developed that. It makes a lot of sense. You know, at one time we had unlimited arc here.
yes,
And, yeah.
hated that game.
And a lot of times when I want to beat the sun, when the sun's here, I'll stand and let it drop and try to hit it that way.
Yeah.
To try to beat
Yes.
the sun. So what is the primary thing you look for when you go to bat? I mean, you told us your strategy approach. What's the key that you would give to other people, you know, to make them a better hitter?
Well, I tend to be a low ball hitter, so, you know, if I get a pitch that is a little bit short on the plate, I will go after that. I don't like to hit the deep
So
pitch.
know your
until I
pitch.
have to.
Know your pitch.
Oh, absolutely know your pitch. That's my favorite pitch. You know, but we all have to go to the backup plan sometimes. You know, and then
Because
when
you're not always going to get your pitch.
That's right. And of course, when you have 2 strikes and you have no foul, well, now you got to put the ball in play. So, but I am, you know, if the first pitch is where you envision it and where you want it, you go get it. You don't sit there and take a pitch, because the pitchers, a lot of these pitchers, especially up there in the 65s and the 70s, they're very clever. They're crafty. They know what they're trying to do too. So you got to get them when they give you your first pitch that you like, you go after it.
Now, yeah, I see you're using the, what is it?
Oh, I'm using this relic.
The relic. That's one of the
great
best
relic.
bats. Yeah, one of the best bats ever on the market, right there.
Right, hard to find.
Yeah, well, you can't find them anymore at a lot of money. So, how would you wrap up this discussion about hitting? And
know, the best point you could give your audience right now?
I think that, you know, as you know, in the context of the game, you know the situation even before you get into the batter's box. As soon as you're walking up there, know the situation. Take a look at the outfield to see where they're positioned.
So no, yeah. So what you're saying is watch the pitcher and see if he's gone deep or short.
Yes.
So do you adjust yourself in the box at all?
Yes. If I start out in a normal position, but if I have 2 strikes on me, I may move a little bit further away from the plate. I may go another 6-8 inches away from the plate, so that way I can handle an inside pitch, and I can go out and get an outside pitch if I need to.
So what we're going to do now is we'll go out and we'll video DC hitting, and we'll analyze it in a slow motion part. So listen, it's good talking to you, but we'll be talking to you again, buddy.
Great talking to you.
Oh, geez, you go deep, buddy. Look at that. Did he go out yard? No, off the fence. There you go. Perfect. That's exactly what he does. Another perfect one.
Watch your bat.
Hit it where he usually does.
3.
Now we got our man DC I just talked to, and we're filming him and watch him. Now, he's a base hitter, right? And we talk about a bad swing. Watch this. He kicks that leg up. See that leg coming up? Lowers his hand. The ball's inside a little bit. He goes under the ball. Look at what he's doing here. This ball, he's gone under it, which is unusual for him. And he drove it about, I don't know, 295 on that one. We thought it was going to go out. And when you saw it, look, see how he's doing it? But he's under it. He's got his, and that's the way he operates with. He usually kicks that foot. This is a little higher than normal, but when you look at it, he kicks that foot. And that's his technique. Boom. Okay, let's see another one. Now, when we look at DC in the box here, you know, he's actually back, you know, when he hit that one to left field, he was in here somewhere, okay? And he did use a little different foot movement out here to pull the ball. So I think he was really trying to go, like he said in his in the pre-interview, that he stands in the box based on where he wants to go. And he knew I wanted us to, you know, him to shoot one to right. And so he moved out a little bit. And watch him now. Let me get this. There we go. There we go. Look, he's got that little kick, and his hands go down a little bit. And the step, we know all this is good stuff. He's got his body in motion. He's got his hands back. Always keep your hands back. Hands back. Now he's coming around. He's hitting the ball. He's got his eye on the ball. Got to watch the ball hit the bat. And he's hitting it at a low point, and he's driving it. Now, if he goes up under the ball, he's going to hit a fly ball. A lot of guys make a mistake. They go up. Now, if you're going to hit it that way, he would have been better off being in here and driving it through the 5-6 hole. But he's going to hit it, as you see, to the spot that he hits most of the time. Right over that 3-4 hole, I guess, into the outfield, which is a nice shot. We'll go to the next slide. DC again, and look, in the box, he's a little different this time, too. There's 3 different places in the box. See what he's doing with his feet. He's got that kick again going on. Back foot in place, the kick going on. Boom, boom, going forward. That's the way he's getting his mo. He's waiting for it to drop. He drops a little lower. Let's that drop a little. That may have been going to hit the front of the plate, maybe. And he takes it the same way. Hands back, and he's going to strike it right in here. Look at that. Perfect. I think he made 1 out today. Nice job, DC. Thanks. Bye.
Extra innings, a new beginnings. Extra innings, cause the game of life is not complete. Turn on the lights, we're playing into the night. Extra innings where the winning is extra sweet. The first few innings are your teens and 20s. You're just starting out. The middle innings are the heart of your life. There's no doubt. Then you get to the ninth and your life is complete. But then you give an extra innings that are oh so sweet. Extra innings that